All right, folks, God bless you guys, and welcome to This Is It 4, 3, 2, 1 Before the Fire. I have my friend and confidant over there, my twin. All right, guys, I'm ready to deliver what the Lord's shown me over the past several days. The video I did yesterday, I wanted to make a point. I wanted you to understand. Going and showing the FBI all the bombings that are printed on the U.S. currency as images is not an easy task. It's not something that was just an easy thing to do to convince myself, okay, I'm going to go to the FBI and say, I am a servant of the Most High God. This is what he told me to show you. That's exactly what I did. I told you, one agent was stunned. He was like, how did you do this? And he was trying to wrap his head around how it was even possible that he was looking at what I was showing him. And then I said, I'm going to show you what's coming as well. And I showed him the $100 bill and the $10 bill and gave him the prophetic utterance, out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem will cover the city by the sea. And I showed him that those very words that came out of my mouth ended up being printed as images on new U.S. currency notes. Namely, the $10 bill and the $100 bill shows the buildings being just destroyed by a nuke, devouring wind. The $10 bill shows a tidal wave coming over a 7-story building. I believe that bill had come out at the time I was doing that prophetic utterance, right around the same time. The $100 bill came out, I think, 7 years after the prophetic utterance. Anyway, so yes, I wanted to make a point about that, how serious that is to go and take that step of faith. I want to make a point how serious it was to when the Lord told me, I want you to send the Serpent Exposed DVD to the Pope. I was like, how do you even do that? And I actually, I'm just being honest, I did not, I was concerned about doing it. I was like, you send something like that to the Pope, I mean, that could open a whole serious can of worms. So I prayed and I said, Lord, if that's truly what you want me to do, I don't even know how to send something to the Pope. So show me what to do. And so I heard the Lord say, go online, look it up. And I looked, how do you send something to the Pope? It says you send it to the conclave of cardinals. I was like, okay. And so then I said, okay, if you truly want me to do this, if this is truly your will for me, then please make it as obvious. So I said, I'll just open this book right here. And if somehow I open this book, this thesaurus, and it tells me in some way, shape, or form that what I'm hearing is correct, then I'll do it. And I opened it up, and God is my witness. It said the conclave of cardinals. And I was just like, I got to do it. I got to do it now. So I did. I sent it 2 weeks after I sent it, and the Lord told me to send it as an indictment, that you've been indicted. This is your church. It's a serpent. The largest altar in the world that y'all pray to is a dead sheep, and that the Lord's allowed me to see it all. Just FYI. And so I sent him the DVD called Serpent Exposed. Okay. Now, last night I was making a point that when the Lord shows me something, I am required to share it with you. Even if it stresses me out, even if I'm not really completely, I don't know what the word is. It's hard for me sometimes to say, okay, I'm just going to show everything that the Lord tells me to show to everybody. It's not the easiest thing in the world. I take a lot of flack. Anyway, so let's get to it. I want to just get into it, and I want to talk about what that is, because he's shown me that over the past several days since before we went to get the containers from the ark, that the time is here, the time is here. That's overwhelming, because I don't know if that means like in the next day, week, month, year. I don't know. Nobody knows the hour of the day of the coming of the Son of Man. But we would be a hypocrite not to know the signs of the time. Well, I mean, obviously I'm bearing witness to the abomination that causes desolation, the destruction of the temple. I'm bearing witness to the destruction of the temple. I can show it and prove it all day long. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to do that a lot. I got a hair like floating around in my eye. Anyway, so I'm bearing witness to the destruction of the temple, as mentioned in Matthew 24, Luke 21, Mark 13. The destruction of the temple. And that's how you know when the end has come, when the abomination of desolation stands in the holy place. Well, it's standing in the holy place now. That thing, that abomination, that seed, that evil serpent entity is now taking its over the host body system now. Right now it's happening. Okay, so now, without too much ado, I'm going to share with you the way he communicated it to me, like this happened and this happened. As I'm doing that, though, you're going to have to understand things from my point of view, because when the Lord reveals to me that the Statue of Liberty really is the statue of slavery for the angels that took the bait and are in host bodies now, then if you don't understand that the hendecagram, the 11-pointed star that the Statue of Liberty stands on, if you don't understand its methodology, then you can't see things from my point of view. So because that's the way the Lord's revealing to me that the end of the cycle has come. So let me just pull up an image, because it's going to be much, much easier for you guys to work with the image. Okay, so here we go. So let me get one that's going to be really simple. Okay, here we go. I'm going to use this right now, and I really need you guys to understand the simplicity and the methodology of what this symbol stands for. This is an 11-pointed star called a hendecagram. It's called a kelipot. See, Qlipoth. Peel, husk, shell. It is inherently evil, housing the essence of holiness. Go type it into Google. Go read all about it. So this 11-pointed star at the 12 o'clock position on a clock, right up here where I'm doing my little circle. Okay. That represents the everlasting chains of darkness that we've been put in, which is the host body, a peel, a shell, a husk, a host body. Okay, in the book of Jude, when it talks about angels that left their own habitation and went after strange flesh, he is kept in everlasting chains of darkness. And right here, and I want you to look at the number for the word angels in the Bible. The number for the word angels is the number 32. And angels which kept not their first estate, okay, it means their commencement or their beginning, the first estate. See right there, angels that didn't keep their beginning, their first estate, where they originated. See, it says a commencement, a beginning, magistrate power. Angels that did not keep their first estate, which is where they began, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains. Look, everlasting, ready? It says ever during forward and backward chains. A band that is a ligament of the body, shackle of a prisoner. Okay, so those everlasting chains of darkness are your host body, forward and backwards. Now, you're in a twin female system, so let me show you this. So the twin female parthenogenic system is what started the thing. So up here at the top right here, I put a picture of a girl right here, and she's facing one way, and she's also facing the other way. So she's facing forward and backwards. Okay, forward and backward chains of darkness. And this right here, this geometric figure represents the host body. It's called a kelipot. Now, the Statue of Liberty is standing on top of an 11-pointed star, which is a kelipot, and it represents the liberty that the angels took to fornicate with the daughters of men. You have free will. And if you got a host body and you ended up in a host body, whether or not you're male or female, I need you to understand this. It's not that you have a penis or a vagina. It's that you were part of a male energy system that came into a battlefield, that there was a trap set of a host body, parthenogenic, twin female system that is attached to the pit. Proverbs 5, her feet go down to hell. The word feet is padenda. Her vagina takes hold on hell. Okay, and that's how we end up, everyone that gets born into the system, there's a worm, as soon as someone's born, there's a worm that's in the pit that has a Bluetooth line to one eye and a star in the sky that goes to the other eye, and that's the system. That's what we are. One's an angel, so the light is an angel, and the darkness is a worm, is a locust. Okay, I need you to understand that, and I'm going to prove that again during this video, showing you the altars, the Vatican, and all this stuff with all the imagery. That's what the Lord used me for. But this would be the very way that he communicated to me that the end of the cycle has come. And what I mean by that is, you see up here the two faces, like forward and backward? Okay, ligaments of the body. So if this face right here goes this way, one goes this way and the other one goes this way. You know, I take the high road, you take the low road, and I'll get the white meat before you, whatever that little diddle is. So if one face goes this way and the other one goes this way, eventually the two end up face to face. And the two profiles that are going opposite directions in a circular motion at the bottom make a whole face. And a great way to show you that is Pink Floyd Division Bell. They know it. Do y'all know what do you know? Why would you name your band Pink Floyd? Let's see. Do you know why you would name a band Pink Floyd? You know what Floyd means? Gray. Okay, so here are two profiles right here. Well, let me go back. Here we go. Right here. See the two profiles make one face. So now picture these they were back to back. If they were back to back at the top of the endecagram, then they come at the bottom and they're face to face and they make a whole face. And that's the whole system. Okay, when the two come together as one, and that's where we're at, we're entering the end of the system where the two come together as one. And that's why the Twin Towers were bombed and the One World Freedom Tower was put in its place. The two have become one. And that one singular host body, that instead of having two different, DNAs, the serpent and the angels, they're like, we've taken over, and it's either you serve Satan or you get out. That's what the end of the world's all about. And I can prove it all day long. Y'all have seen the videos. The Vatican's a snake birthing another snake, proving parthenogenesis is true. That in of itself is one of the greatest revelations in the history of the world, that the Vatican is a snake wearing a crown, birthing another snake. Why do you think they worship the Virgin? Well, if you started the system and you're Lucifer the light bearer, what's light bearer mean? The one that brings the light. What did he bring? Oh, the Elohim, the shining ones, the stars. He brought them into the system to burn and destroy them. There you go. And so now the understanding of what I just showed you is going to be wrapped into the communication that the Lord gave me to show you the end has come. And let me show you what. So here it is, and I'm going to be kind of going back and forth a little bit, give you guys, the understandings from, different folders. I'm going to spend some time here. But what I want to do right out of the gate, right now, what I want to do is I want to show you the way he communicated it, and then I'll start stacking all these crazy nuances and miracles that one after another that happened to where I just said, okay, I gotta do it. Just like when the Lord told me I had to go to the desert. I had to tell everybody I was going to the desert. I had to tell everybody that the Lord told me I would be skydiving into the desert, and he would let me know where I was skydiving. I mean, do you know what a step of faith that was? Even to get a plane. Do you know the odds of me getting a plane out in Chinati were about 0? You have to have a plane where the door comes off during flight. The only place you really find those planes are at drop zones. So I was looking for a helicopter, hot air balloon, anything I could jump out of. But the Lord said he would show me exactly where to jump. Do you remember what happened? He gave me 2 halves of the same exact rock, walking down a riverbed where he would show me where my LZ was. LZ, landing zone. He picked out my landing zone exactly. And he made sure that my LZ was split exactly in half when that river flooded. That's one of the most mind-boggling miracles I've ever seen. He gave me 2 halves of the same rock and told me to put them together out of tens of trillions of rocks. Okay, so he proved that I heard him and I did as he told me. And after doing it, he proved that I heard him. I'll go over that maybe a little later. But what I want to show you right now is this is what he just recently did to show me, get ready now. Okay, now I'm set up. Okay, let's talk about Spanish. How many people speak Spanish? How many people know that, Spanish has slang? There's different sides. There's different dialects of Spanish. And even here in San Antonio, there are different dialects on different sides of the city. But there's a word called orale. It's used in a variety of ways, and it can mean a variety of things. Depending on the situation, if someone says, hey, vámonos, órale, vato, like, órale, let's go. Like, yeah, it's an affirmation. It can be like a question, órale, like, órale, what are you talking about? Like, me raste bonito, órale. So I'm going to show you a little video, and I'm going to show you the meaning of the word, because it's interesting how this happened and played into this. Okay, so I'm going to show you this billboard right here. Well, here we go. The attacks have already begun on my equipment. Already started. Already having to make moves. You see that billboard? It says Orale, but it's got question marks above it. See it? And then look back here in the background. There's another billboard that says Orale, the same exact word, but it's got exclamation points. Well, this is right here, literally behind my house. And the Lord had been communicating to me, Jonathan, it's time to get ready, get yourself spiritually ready. Tell people to be ready, be ready. I started blowing shofars. That sign went up above my house a couple months ago. And orale means like, with a question mark like that, orale, like kind of, it can mean like, are we going to do this or now? I'm going to give you a definition because I want you to see it. Okay, so for people that don't speak Spanish, this video right here is in Spanish, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of show you the usages of it, but this is in the show notes. You could go watch this and you could probably listen and understand enough, to figure it out if you speak a little bit of Spanish, but here we go. So, orale can be used as an expression to encourage someone to do a certain thing, an expression to encourage. So if I said, to someone, like, you want to go, ¿Quieres ir? ¿Quieres ir? They could go, órale, yeah, let's go, like, órale, let's do it, okay? Let's go. The previous definition is basically the same given by Trey. Let's see. It also add 2 other meanings: interjection to express agreement, to indicate discomfort or surprise, but to express agreement. So, Juanito, ¿quieres ir conmigo? You want to go with me? Órale. Like, yeah, for sure, let's go. Okay, so orale is formed by combining the word, see that word right there, ahora. The word ahora means now. Like if your mom says, limpia su cuarto ahora, like now, right now. Ahora means like now. So the word orale is a combination of ahora plus le. And this definition can be summarized to exhort. So the word exhort, to give you a definition of that, it means come on you guys, exhorted Linda. Urge, to encourage, to call on, to charge, like, hey, come on, let's do this. To pressure, to lean on one, to beseech, so that's what that usage of it is. It also can can be used in a sense to as a question. Orale, you know. So the word is very diverse. That's the point. And so now let's get back to the reason I'm showing it to you. So this was over my house, and I had been praying, Lord, you keep telling me the time is like right away, and it's overwhelming me, you guys. I'm like, because I've been doing this for 20 years. But now we've had this COVID thing. We've had a really not so believable results on an election. We've had all kinds of crazy stuff. We're looking at World War. We have a very unbelievable Justice Department. We have things happening now that we've never seen before, and especially the COVID thing that happened and some of the implications with that. So right now, the world is in a situation that we've never seen ever, and it is pregnant with biblical possibilities. That's no doubt about it. And because I am who I am and do what I do, I am an end-time harbinger. And right here behind this bear, it says Yahweh has given at the top. That's what the name Jonathan means. And then Kleck is a messenger that rings a bell, gathers the church like a town crier. And the Lord conveyed the meaning of my name to me after he called me to service when I was in the middle of a panic attack because I was manifesting such supernatural abilities, and it was severely rattling me. So anyway, here we go. So here's a sign that says Orale question mark, and in Spanish you write a question mark at the front of the sentence and at the back, and because this is a statement, Orale, it's like Orale, like now, like, so if you look at that sign, it could be like Orale, like now, or like, are we doing this? Orale. And then the billboard behind it says Orale. See it? So it's the same thing, which is how many times do you see a billboard that answers another billboard? So now let me show you that. So here we go. Here's the other one. So it says Orale, like yes. And now right here is where the understanding of the hendecagram comes in. Because in a system for the earth, it's all about two different eyes. One eye from the pit, one eye that goes to heaven. And then at the end of the cycle, the pit rises up out of the pit. The Satan gets out, takes over the host body system, and that's the end of the world. That's the end of the system. And then you either swear allegiance to him or you get out because they kill you. You either take the mark that's in Revelation 13 or you can't buy, sell, barter goods. Okay, my job was to show everybody the eye that was down and that the twin female system had in. The number one thing that the system from the beginning, the parthenogenic system, they hid our ability to see. We lost our ability to see the truth. To see the truth, you turn that other eye up and then you can see the truth. Do you get it? Wow. Yeah, and isn't it wild that my last contact with, anything I was really doing in a spiritual sense was the Ark, and Jim and Karen Jim started the Ark, but it was a Jim and Karen thing, and she was a twin female. And what resulted from this was just this bizarre behavior by Karen and also her sister. With the website that I showed you guys the other day, now that has been taken down, and some of the comments that were made, no one writes Jonathan Kleck spiritually raped me and doesn't get to hear from me. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. So anyway, so now I've been dealing with this twin female thing like in my life because I've intersected the lives of these two people that are twin females. Isn't it crazy that that's where this whole thing ended up and what the result of it was, and that the Lord had me literally show up at the Ark at night with Cory and Zach. And I'd already told them that the Lord said right to them, I said, guys, the Lord's telling me if I go to the Ark tonight, that he will show up and prove where our other eye goes. That, because we already knew one eye goes to the pit, to a locust, the other eye goes up, but to what? And that's when he showed me your eye goes to a star, and El is the king of all the stars. That's why he says, I call each one out by name, because we are the stars. And that light in the sky goes to one of our eyes. Everyone has your own light, goes to your eye. And so we went out there that night, and right in front of Jim and Karen, the Lord said, okay, Jonathan, look up. And we looked up, and there was an eye in the sky, and the stars were out. Literally an eye in the sky. Proving that what the twin female thing had hidden, the Lord God himself showed up, just like he said he would. It was one of the most miraculous things you could ever even imagine, to have gotten to witness it. So anyway, so moving on. So now here is this billboard that says Orale, but now this is the two that have been back to back, and they've made the whole loop of the endecagram. And you notice how they have them in that position like an Egyptian hieroglyph, and they've come together, both together as one. See it face to face, just like I showed you on the Pink Floyd thing. The two have come face to face now. And now let me go back and show you in the folder. I had Dave the Wave take that and put it on the endecagram so you can perceive it. Here you go, just like this. Ready? Okay, so if they begin like this, and this represents the host body system over the entire course of the world, you see this yellow looks up like upside down V right here, and then here's another one. Each one represents one of these. This is a twin female system. Okay, and then if this goes this way and this one goes this way, at the end of the cycle, the two come together as one. But also, in Isaiah 24, I will take the earth and turn it upside down and make, and lay it waste, because there's going to be a guaranteed pole shift. Anyway, so this is what this represents, and this is what the Lord showed me, and when I saw it, I was like, holy moly. So now, here's where we're going to take a moment. This has been changed now. That sign has been changed. Okay, well, the Lord showed me that sign a while back, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. I showed it to you guys. I was like, that's crazy. The Lord keeps telling me, like, he's coming quick. Be ready. So it's kind of edgy, right? And then that sign goes up over my house, and then the sign behind it answers this sign. Orale, orale. Like, yeah, orale now? Yes, now, orale. You get it? Like, orale, orale, yeah. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of wild. Okay, but, it's like, does that mean Jesus is coming? Well, I don't know, but the Lord kept telling me, get ready. But now let's move on a little further. Then after I show you this, I'm going to go back and I'm going to stack on so much evidence, so many supernatural things, so many miracles, that there's going to be no way to deny that sums up. And do I know for sure that Jesus is going to be here in the next, week, month? No, I don't. But I didn't know that I would find a place to skydive in the desert either. The Lord told me, just trust me and go. And so I told everybody, this is what the Lord told me to do. What happened? He found me in LZ. He walked me right to where he wanted me to land, in a riverbed, dried up riverbed. He gave me 2 halves of the same rock out of tens of trillions of rocks, and told me to put them together, representing that I would be the person in history that would show everybody what putting the rock back together is, which is his system that's been split in half, and how to put it back together. You invert the other one and put the two together, and they become one. That's what being on the rock is. Okay, so this is pretty big stuff. So now, here we go. So this was the billboard. Orale? Question mark. Orale! Yes! Now! Like, let's do it. Or affirmation. Orale! Yes! And right here, the two have come together just like it would be at the bottom of the endecagram. Okay, I'm starting to get one of those cyber attacks. So let me see. again, man, these guys are relentless. I'm serious. I watched Dutch Sins freak out the other day, but I've been dealing with this crap for a long time. Okay, here we go. Watch. Okay, I'm going to show you this one more time so you see it. So, representing the host body system, the geometric design, the 11-pointed star, the hendecagram right here that represents the host body system and the destruction of an angel. Now watch this. Now I'm going to show you in the center of the hendecagram right here. You see the right side up triangle interlocking the upside down triangle? Picture that as the cell in the pit. This is an angel right here sitting with his knees bent, and those are his wings going up, and he's sitting right in the middle of the transmutation circle. That's called a transmutation circle. And this is the system used, the host body system, the Kelipot, housing the essence of holiness. There's the angel that's trapped right in the middle. Think of a worm down in the pit connected to him and connected to one eye. And as this system, one goes one direction and then the other direction, there comes a time when the two come together as one. And that is the end of the cycle of the earth. The two become one. And the abomination is standing in the holy place. Okay, now, let me show you what happened. So, now, the other day after we came home from the ark and moving the shipping containers and watching all the miracles that manifested there, and I mean, there were some pretty crazy miracles that manifested at the ark. So when I was at the ark getting ready to move the containers, as I was walking along looking at the containers while the crane was setting up, I was doing a little video and I said it's so wild because when I went to Grand Junction to get the containers, there was this giant rainbow like an eye that showed up with my vehicle and myself in the middle of the eye, like half that eye, half of it. And I documented everywhere I went, there were these rainbows with the containers and myself, the whole journey. And then when they got to the ark, there was all this crazy light that was, and I thought something was on my camera or something. I was like, what the heck's going on? And don't forget, the night I got saved, I said water and light came down on me and I was just filled with light. It was the craziest thing in the world. But when I was at the ark moving the containers, I mentioned that in the video, and oddly enough, my cell phone decided to make a video, and here it is. Let me show you the video my cell phone made right here. This is the video my cell phone made.
So I just got a notification on
right here. Isn't that just perfect? Come stand over here, mister.
There's something happening here.
Phone. There it is right there. And so the little book is the Word Made. But I'm going to pause it right there. That image right there is exactly what I was talking about while I was at the ark, just whatever, last week, getting the containers out of there. I said I was standing right here and all this light was coming through. It was the strangest thing. And that actual image somehow out of all my photos ended up being in some little video that my phone had made. And my phone sent it to me. I never would have, it's just the weirdest thing in the world. So I just want to bring that up because it plays into some of this. So, now, let me go back here. Here we go. Okay, the other day we came home from the ark. And when we came home from the ark, I looked up and I went, oh wow, the billboard above my house had been changed. And I thought it was very interesting. It changed from Orderly, see it right there? It changed from Orderly to Shiner with a question mark, and it had a bighorn sheep, and it had all these rays coming out of the bottle right there. This right here replaced Orderly. See, Orderly which means like now. Well, don't forget, I just wrapped up the whole ark experience. The whole ark experience was to expose what the twin female system had hidden. The little building that was converted that I didn't buy, Jim bought it. He also bought it without asking, even though I made all the payments on it and helped fund the whole deal and paid for the conversion of the building. But the building itself was a representation of the ark, of those people that were ready to go, that had made themselves ready to leave. It's called the Bride of Christ. Let me show you a little video that happened at the ark when I was working on the video, explaining that only people that are ready to go are the ones that know the truth. The right side up, upside down, and when you get inverted, converted, and the two become one. I'm going to play a short little video from that, and then we're going to continue right here. We're going to pick up right back here, but watch this. Okay, it's only a 5-minute video, and I could start it right here at the 2:01 mark, but I would rather that you guys get to see the entire thing, because understanding that the whole right side up, upside down thing, the thing I always do, Christ's purpose was to make one new man from the two, thus making peace. Because when you're in opposition to yourself, then you are self-destructive, and that's the serpent system that destroys you. That's the cannibalistic system. That's why the first two children were Cain and Abel. Think about it. Cannibal. Twin system is cannibalistic. Okay, now, I'm going to play this 5-minute video from before the night under the stars. It's really important you see it, because while I was recording the video and I was telling these guys, hey, y'all step up to the door, because I wanted to videotape their reflections in the floor, because the Lord had told me I had to do metallic epoxy on the floor. And I was like, why? It's out in the country. Like, who cares? We're getting ready for the night under the stars. And, I know it, I'm all about trying to make it as nice as I can, but a metallic epoxy floor? I mean, for what? And so I did exactly as the Lord said. And he made it look like all the stars coming out at night on the floor of the little building, the ark. Well, what's really crazy is I took out my video camera just to document stuff. And as I was documenting it, the sun was coming in the barn doors at such an angle that it looked like the floor was alive and the clouds were blocking a major part of the sun. And it looked like this energy was just going across the floor to the stars, and the Lord had just made it look like all the stars coming out. It was crazy. But then, out of nowhere, the entire building turned to light. You're going to see it. And we were like, what the heck is going on? I was like, okay, everybody, can anyone see the walls? Can y'all see this? It's all on video. So you want to see a miracle? Because the ark represents, and the ark that I'm talking about, those of us that are getting ready to leave will be turning to light. We're light beings. And we've been turned to light already inside of us. So see, instead of light and darkness, light and light, and we become the light of the world now. Jesus is the light of the world, and now that the light lives in us, we're part of the light. Watch the way the Lord does this miracle. You want to see a miracle? You're about to see a ton of miracles now. So just sit tight and let's have fun. Let's enjoy this. Okay, let's watch the whole thing. Here we go. And then I'm explaining that the Vatican right here, so this is one of the pictures on the wall that I put right here in the middle of this keyhole. See, that's a black keyhole. That's St. Peter's Basilica. So see the black keyhole right there? Well, I put in a cross right here, and I put like Jesus on the cross as a light being. That's why he's white. And then right here is an upside down cross, which represents Peter. This is called St. Peter's Basilica. And the actual Vatican building itself is an upside down cross at the bottom of this keyhole. And the way to open a door is you turn this one this way, and this 6 becomes a 9. If I take this cross right here, the black one, and I rotate it this way in a semicircle, just like this, like you would a key in a door lock, then the right becomes left and left becomes right. And I was explaining the Acts of Peter, which is written on the wall. Okay, now, let's just have fun. Y'all are going to get to see this roll out now. Then I'm going to go back to the new billboard that's above my house and how it's changed. And then what happened today. And then we're going to go back and we're going to go over all these crazy miracles. And then we're probably going to be like total jello heads because it's going to be hard to wrap your brain around. Here we go. Ready? Let's do it. Before you see any of what you're about to see, that you see this. This was the key that unlocked everything. That's St. Peter's Basilica. That's the square, and there's the Vatican, the upside down cross. Now, I have one labeled as 6, the upside down one representing the flesh, and then 9 representing judgment. And if you don't get that 6 turn right side up, then you are under judgment, because that's what's under judgment. I want to make a point right now while you're looking at this. So I want you to look right here. You see right here the Vatican that's a snake? Well, that's simply an upside down cross. So the upside down cross right here turns into a serpent wearing a crown. Do you get it? When we got turned upside down, we got turned into the serpent. That's why the Vatican's an upside down cross. But when the Lord told me, Jonathan, come in at a 45-degree angle, I was looking at it in this position right here from Google Earth. So straight down, it's a keyhole, and it's an upside down cross, straight down. But then the Lord told me, Jonathan, come in at a 45-degree angle, like this right here. See right here? If you look right here, you can see the upside down cross right here and the keyhole. And then I just colored it all in green. I colored the keyhole and the upside down cross in green, and it's a pregnant serpent right here. See the pregnant serpent? So see, the serpent got pregnant, and it turned that upside down cross into the serpent. We are represented by the ones that got inverted. We got rolled, and we got turned into the serpent race. Commingled with them. That's what happened. We're commingled with the serpent. That's it. Okay, that's what this is. Okay, I just wanted to give you an explanation. Here we go. This is what that building turns into. It turns into a snake, a serpent wearing a crown. There's no arguing it. There's a serpent. There is the upside down cross and the keyhole right there that becomes the serpent. The Vatican is the largest alleged Christianity in the world, posing as Christianity, but it's really the serpent race. Here is the mystery solved. To get out of the trap of the being in the serpent race, you must turn that 6 upside down and it becomes a 9. That cross has an R and an L for right and left. That one has a left and a right. And Peter, who was the guy that was crucified upside down on that cross, when he got crucified, he was crucified head downward, and he said, if you don't make the things of the left. I'm going to pause it right here. And I'm going to show you right here. It says, concerning which the Lord saith in a mystery, right here. This is Acts Peter, verse 37, 38, and 39, I believe. So right here, I'm going to show you right here with my cursor. I'm going to read here. Concerning which the Lord saith in a mystery, unless you make the things of the right hand as those of the left, and those of the left as those of the right, and those that are above as those below, and those that are behind as those that are before, you shall not have knowledge of the kingdom. So Peter, while he was hanging upside down on a cross, said those words in the Acts of Peter. That is the historical document that shows us that Peter was crucified upside down. And that's why the serpent church modeled their thing after it, and they built the Vatican as an upside down cross. Anyway, there it is. Okay, here we go. Hand into the things of the right hand, and those that are above as those below, and those that are behind as those before. You shall have no knowledge of the kingdom of heaven. And he's the very guy that they modeled this entire thing after St. Peter's Basilica. So the way you make the things of the left hand is those of the right, and those of the right is those of the left, is you simply take that and you turn it upside down, and right becomes left and left becomes right. Now, I'm in this building that oddly enough became a little replica of Noah's Ark. The Lord orchestrated this floor, and I want y'all to see coming into the Ark. If you guys would step a little closer, I want to show everybody your reflections. So to enter the Ark, look at what you're looking at. Look right there, and now look right there. The reason I'm doing that is I want you to see that they're standing there, and their reflections are upside down on the floor that the Lord told me I had to do metallic epoxy. That means he knew that I would be standing there with people standing there, and that their reflections would be in the floor, and that the sun would be coming in that door. Just watch. You want to see a miracle? Watch this. The only thing that leaves is those of us that have been converted. And because Jesus is the light of the world, once you're converted, the light of the world is in you. You're no longer light and dark. You've been converted to a light being again, but it's inside of you. Now watch this. Watch and freak out. Right there, right side up, upside down, and right there. That's the key to the kingdom of heaven. And Peter had it, and they knew it, and they took it, and they subverted it, and they used it against all of humanity. And this little building represents an ark, those people that knew the truth. I just want you guys to look. Come here and check this out like this. I want you guys just to look at this. Look at this.
That's so cool.
Now that doesn't even look like the sun, but that's the sun. And that looks like the stars all being called out. And this is called a night under the stars at the Ark. I just want you to look at what you're looking at. The Lord orchestrated this floor. Now look at what you're looking at. It's like the Lord calling all his stars out. And then the ones that entered the Ark, look. They're right side up, upside down. They know this. They know they have the key.
That's so cool.
Insane. I'm going to go ahead and lock this in. This is what's happening right now. I'm going to pause it. Look what happened now. I'm going to pause it. Do you understand what you're looking at is absolutely insane? Right there where all of a sudden the entire place turns to light. I mean, the entire building. Just watch. I was like, what's going on? Like, what? Are y'all seeing this? The whole building just turned to light. Now, the reason I'm pausing is because the sign that just got changed above my house suggests, again, it says Shiner, ? And then the billboard right behind it says, yes, Shiner, like bighorn sheep, like, and I heard in my spirit the Lord say, I'm coming. Don't be afraid to proclaim it. Because it's edgy. It's like, hey guys, Jesus is coming. I don't want to be like SpongeBob, Santa's coming tonight. Anyone that's watched SpongeBob and knows what I'm talking about, you'll probably be laughing pretty hard. But anyway, I know he's coming because I'm a harbinger. The Vatican's a snake. I just got through dealing with two people that are twin females that don't speak truth. And also, not only do they not speak truth, they're very slanderous people. So they speak in a way that's not true is maligning somebody. So I'm being maligned by someone I actually laid hands on who had stage 4 cancer. That's insane. But because she was maligning me and the Lord told me she was, the Lord told me to tell her that he's removing all his blessings. And that doesn't mean just for her. That means for her and anyone that supports that behavior. I'm just saying what the Lord's shown me. That's what the Lord showed me and told me. Anyone that backs up the behavior that became part of the whole deal. Speak evil about others. Okay, now let's go back to this for a sec. Here you go. I'm showing everybody that to enter the ark, you had to know the truth, the key of David. Revelation 3. Because you have kept the word of my name, you have not denied my name, I'll keep you from the hour of testing. Thus saith he that is holy, he that is true, he that hath the key of David. He that opens doors and no man shuts, shuts doors and no man opens. Watch.
That's
Well,
so cool.
Insane.
there you go,
I'm
watch.
going to go ahead and
What?
lock this in. This is what's happening right now. Look at that. What is going on now?
Wow.
What is going on now?
It's like this floor's alive or something.
It is. It is. That's okay. You guys stand off to the side a little bit. I just want to see some.
I'm going to pause it because we're going to talk about this. Do you understand there's people standing in the doorway right there? There's people standing in the doorway right there. What the heck? The walls all turned white. The floor turned white. The people's bodies disappeared from view. I was like, we can't even see your bodies. I said, y'all move away from the door because they were standing in the doorway. But their bodies disappeared because it all turned to light. I was like, what's going on, man? I was like, oh my gosh. And so I asked him, I said, you guys move over because I want to see what's going on. I was trying to figure out what's going on. Watch. Let's do it again. The whole thing, watch. Watch this.
That's so cool.
Insane. I'm going to go ahead and lock this in. This is what's happening right now.
I'll tell you, freak out.
What's
We're,
going on now?
the door's open, guys.
What is going on now?
It's like this floor's alive or something.
It is. It is. That's okay. You guys stand off to the side a little bit. I just want to see some.
What the
Where
heck?
were the shadows?
That's not even possible.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right now. Do you understand how insane that is? They were standing in the doorway, and all of a sudden, light fills up the entire room, and we can't even see the guys in the doorway. The walls turned solid white. You can't even see. I mean, it was like, what's going on? I honestly maybe, I was like, this is it, we're leaving. I was thinking, yes. But then that was right before the night under the stars. I was getting ready for it. Watch.
What the heck?
Check it out. Look at this. Look.
Oh my goodness.
It all turned to light. The whole thing. Check it out. Look, the whole thing turned to light. The whole room
That is unbelievable.
turned to light.
It's growing.
And the whole.
It's all growing. Wow.
Here, move off to the left a little bit. Okay, guys, this is super crazy, and I just, I don't know what to say, but I am standing here with witnesses watching this happen, and the light's coming in, but it's changed. The whole room is filled with light. You can't even explain this. It's nuts. It's just, okay. This is crazy. Look, you can't even see these guys. Look. Yeah, it's all, you can't see. It's just all light.
Okay, so now listen. Now, remember I told you when I showed up there to pick up the containers, I was making a little video documenting everything. And as I was standing there, I said, I remember standing right here and these rays were coming through on me. And I mean, I was standing in this really weird light. Let me show you. I showed you the video of that, right? Right here. There it is.
Into the bill.
And my phone actually found that picture and made a video. It's almost not even, I don't even know how to describe it. It's so insane. Okay, so my phone made a video of the very thing I was talking about. But now let me show you this. So the board, the billboard that was above my house that said "Orale?" ? Like "Orale?" and then the one behind it's orale, and it's representing the two that have come together as one. Orale, orale, yes, like it's here. And so now those changed, and the new billboard is this. It says Shiner ? And it's a bighorn sheep. Well, you know, El the Almighty God, when you look up the definition, it says a ram. And so here's a ram. And then you see the lights? You see the lights going out of it? You see like all the rays going out? Let me just draw a comparison for you real quick. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Because, you know, I can't tell the story without injecting myself into the story because I am part of the story. So let's see. So there you go. There's Johnny at the ark. And it's the same thing going on the light rays. You see it? I mean, and like I said, I don't want to make this about me, but I am the harbinger. I'm the point man. Do you understand? I'm the guy the Lord sends out to lay hands on people that are sick or blind or whatever for his reasons, not for mine. I don't get to pick and choose. If he sends me to the desert, tells me to go skydiving into the desert, I do it. If he tells me to go to the FBI and show him the bombings of the buildings, I do it. You know, whatever he tells me my mission is in order to glorify his kingdom, I try and do the best I can. Anyway, so now let's look at what's going on now. So right above my house, instead of orale, which means basically like now, are we like now? Ore and then orale behind it. Shiner with the bighorn sheep on it. And then let me show you the billboard behind it. So watch this. Let me show you this image real quick. So not only was one billboard that said orale, now it says Shiner, and it's got the bighorn sheep on it with the rays coming out. But look at the billboard behind it. It says Shiner with the same bighorn sheep. You know, like twins. By the way, this shirt thing with me and the bear, it just happened. It was really weird. I was like, that's so weird. So anyway, I decided to put the bear in a matching shirt. So now this sign has changed as well. It doesn't say orale exclamation point. It says Shiner, and it's got a bighorn sheep on it as well. So let me just show you that one. So one's black, one's white. There you go. So this is the billboard now where this billboard was. You see this one that says orale, like we've come full circle. It's here. We're face to face. Orale. And here it is. Shiner, ? Shiner. And I'm like, that is absolutely insane. So here's the thing. Last night I didn't want to try and explain this. I prayed a lot last night. And I said, Lord, I need you to confirm. Can you just give me some more, confirmations just to do this video I'm doing right now? I said, would you please do that? I was literally in my room and I was praying and I was crying. I was like, the pressure of knowing what I know for all these years, knowing that the end of the world and the greatest horror the world's ever seen is coming right now. I know it's coming right now. I was just like, Lord, it's so much pressure. Could you please help me? And so, hang on one sec. So, in my room, I have an area where I had the light board where I drew in the hieroglyph. And I have racks like, for books and magazines and stuff that I work on. But I haven't been over there. I haven't really used that area too much in quite a while. I just use it storage. I said, Lord, could you just help me believe that you're about to show up, you're coming? Right there during that prayer, I literally walked straight over to one of these magazine racks. I could not see. There was no light on the racks at all for me to see. And I literally reached into one of these slots and I pulled out this and this. It says, "The King is coming," which it's a song, by the way. Yeah, this is this sheet music to a song. The king is coming. This is not a song I play. It's ended up in my stuff by a bizarre set of circumstances again. And so I pulled this out after my prayer. Lord, the only thing I can surmise is that you're coming. That's the only thing I can think about this. And I said, could you please help me? And I was in tears. And I literally walked straight over there and I just pulled this out. This and this. Solving the riddle of ages. And then look right here. It says the gospel truth. Solving the riddle of ages. And that's been solved now. One eye goes to a star. L is the king of all the stars. One eye goes to the pit, to a worm, a locust. Satan is the king of the locust from the pit. And the demons and the angels meet on the battlefield. That's called the host body system. The mystery solved. This is what he put in my hand. He put this in my hand. He put this in my hand. And what's really weird is, you see on the back of this, it says Juan Valdez and Associates. He's at the door. Now listen to this. This is insane. This is insane. I asked Dave, I said, Dave, can you help me find the folder that shows the rainbows when I showed up to Grand Junction to pick up the shipping containers to send them to the Ark? Can you help me find that folder? I don't know which one it is. And so Dave said, yeah. And Dave found the folder and he sent it to me. So Dave found the folder and he sent it to me. And because what I was looking for were the pictures from going to get the shipping containers that were on Rainbow Avenue. Remember Rainbow? And Casimir means covenant of peace, proclamation of peace, Casimir. And that's where the shipping containers had ended up. And that was a miracle in of itself. But I wanted to get a picture of the rainbows that were showing up the entire trip going to pick up the containers. Here's where I pulled over. And when I turned around, you can see my shadow right here to walk back to my car. I had to pull over because the guy was DWI. He was going off the road into the grass. He was super wasted. And he kept going into the grass. And there was a policeman on the opposite side of the road facing the wrong direction. And I was like, that is so weird. So I pulled off in front of this cop. The cop's right here where it says download. And I said, hey, that guy that just went by, he's been off the road twice into the grass. And he's going to kill somebody, man. And I don't like ratting people out. But, man, that guy's in trouble. And then I turned around and I looked and I was like, wow, that's crazy. So you see right there? And that was right after this rainbow bunting bird had disappeared on my patio. Right in front of me and Cory, we had a bird that was literally in my hand. It disappeared. It disappeared. It didn't fly away. It disappeared. Cory and I documented it. It was like, it was the weirdest thing. It was like some magic trip that just happened right in front of us. We had no idea what to think about. So anyway, I asked Dave, could you help me find the folder that's got those images of the rainbow? And so Dave sent me this, and I was like, yeah, there it is. And then I was looking through these just a few minutes ago, and I clicked on this right here. Kleck, Solving the Riddle of Ages.
So I have to
Okay, now, remember, I told you last night I was in tears. Lord, could you please just give me a little more to go on that you're coming, that's about to happen like right now. I'm about to start crying right now. And I was like, could you please do that? And I literally walked straight over in the dark, picked up these things, and I looked at them, and this was one of them, and this was the other one, Solving the Riddle of Ages. Okay, well, just a few minutes ago, when Dave sent me this folder, it didn't even register to me that what I was clicking on out of the folder was what I was holding in my hand last night. See, it says Kleck, Solving the Riddle of Ages. And I didn't really register that, wow, I was just holding that in my hand last night. So I clicked on it. I just clicked on that. And now we're going to watch that. as another confirmation. Just try and wrap your brain around this. This is all like, I don't even know how to describe this. It's like the Lord's going, yeah, remember this? Okay, this, and here, I'll double it up with this just to prove that that's what this is, and that I'm saying it twice so you know I'm saying it. It's so crazy, I don't even know what to do with it. Here we go, ready? Let's do this.
To document this real quick, this is so strange. I got this from eBay, and I was looking for a National Geographic I had that said "Solving the Riddle of Ages," which was what the Lord told me I would do. Many years ago, He told me I would solve the riddle of ages, and I had no idea what He meant. But now I know exactly. I've solved the riddle of everything in the world. Not basically. I've solved the riddle of life. So anyway, I had this thing in this package right here. I was on the phone with Kat. She said, "What are you doing?" And I said, I'm opening up this package I got with a magazine that I had ordered, just to remind me what the Lord told me He was going to use me for, because I wanted to remember this is how He did it. He used this magazine a long time ago. It says "Solving the Riddle of Ages," and then down at the very bottom it says "The Gospel Truth." And the Lord used this magazine to tell me, I'm going to use you to solve the riddle of ages, and it's going to be the gospel truth. Well, I'm going to pause that right now. Now, can you imagine last night when I was in tears saying, Lord, these billboards above my house, everything that happened at the Ark, revealing the other eye, moving the shipping containers. When I got to Brielle's house, you know, the license plate that said Hook that Brielle had, and the number on it meant carried away by God. And I was like, this is just too overwhelming for me. And then He walks me over and He hands me this, and He hands me this magazine, Solving the Riddle of Ages. And on the back, you know, it's kind of funny, Juan Valdez with his burro getting ready to go, you know, outside the door. So anyway, can you imagine that right now we're watching a video that I did, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago? Let's see when this video was done. This was done September 8th, 2021, so a year ago. Okay, and here is a video, like right now, that this just happened a little while ago, that video, and last night I was holding the exact same stuff in my hand? What? Okay, it gets better. Get your spatulas, like, what? Okay, here we go. Let's do it again. Ready? To tell me, I'm going to use you to solve the riddle of ages, and it's going to be the gospel truth. Well, I'm the guy that always shows up with the gospel and the Bible and the absolute truth of this world. So as I opened this cellophane was all wrapped around this piece of cardboard in this magazine. As I talked to Kat on the phone, I told her that the Lord told me He was going to use this magazine to convey a message to me. And so as I undid the magazine, the first thing I did is I had to take it off this cardboard thing, and I looked at the back, and the Lord told me, pay attention. The magazine has a guy at a door. You can see the doorknob. There's the doorknob right there. It's like he's getting ready to come through the door, and it says Juan Valdez and Associates. The Lord told me to look up the meaning of Juan means John, which my name is Jonathan. And then Valdez means brave. It says basically John the Brave and Associates. Cory's over there right there sitting by me. I was just talking to him about how crazy that the Lord let me go up against that angel of the bottomless pit, and that He would inhabit a host body, which is Barack Obama. That it's like going up against the head of the mafia, but the head of Satan's mafia. So the idea that it says John the Brave is, you know, it's kind of, I mean, basically I've abandoned my self-preservation instinct, obviously. Anyway, because I ratted out the Pope, I sent the Pope serpent exposed that the whole Vatican's a snake. I sent the Pope the largest altar in the world is a dead sheep, which is in his big snake building. The Lord told me to do it. He told me to go to the FBI, show him the bombings on the U.S. currency, all those things I've done. But I did them because I trusted God, not because I had any confidence in myself, but I trusted that the Lord would do whatever He was going to do, and I trusted Him. So anyway, as I open this up, Solving the Riddle of Ages, on the back it says Juan Valdez and Associates are at the door. And I mentioned that, you know,
Okay, looks like one of those attacks is happening. Just hold on. Yep, more cyber attacks, but I've got my ways around it. Let's keep going. Out the Pope. I sent the Pope serpent exposed that the whole Vatican's a snake. I sent the Pope the largest altar in the world is a dead sheep, which is in his big snake building. The Lord told me to do it. He told me to go to the FBI, show him the bombings on the U.S. currency, all those things I've done. But I did them because I trusted God, not because I had any confidence in myself. But I trusted that the Lord would do whatever he was going to do, and I trusted him. So anyway, as I open this up, Solving the Rule of Ages, on the back it says, maybe not so welcome get together at my house, maybe by the opposition, because I was fully expecting some kind of a maybe not so welcome get together at my house, maybe by the opposition, because I have routed out their entire system, so it wouldn't be too far-fetched to have them show up at my house at some point, like they did, with Roger Stone or stuff like that. Who knows? I mean, I'm just saying. So anyway, the Lord told me, that he wanted to give me this message using this magazine. As I opened the magazine, this pamphlet was in it. It has goats in it. It fell out. And then it has a page right here. And it says on that page, what makes America special is that things are more wishable, more likely to happen here. And it's a big party and everybody looking up. What's really crazy is I just said, it looks like there's going to be a party at my house. Okay, now, here's what's really weird. That little video clip is a year old. Did you know that clip, Cory's actually got that picture on his phone? Like, I think it's like a background clip on his phone. Everybody looking up like, yay! Because when it happened, we knew that the Lord's saying, I'm coming, y'all get ready. Now everything's been accomplished. The other eye that the twin female hid has been turned up. The Lord used me to show everybody the system, 100% nylon. Turn it the upside down, 100% no line. Now you can see the truth. To see the truth, you invert the world. You invert everything. You turn the whole world upside down, and then you can see the truth. Then you'll see that you're looking at the other half of the rock. You're like, oh, wow, I'm looking at the half that's evil. So, oh, wow, so you've been able, so when you invert the world, you're seeing the other half of the equation. Do you get it? Because the whole thing is two halves of the same rock. Wow! And that's why he took me to Chinati, which means gateway, by the way. And he walked me down a riverbed where he would pick an LZ for me. And he had me pick up two rocks out of tens of trillions of rocks that were two halves of the same rock. And he had me put them together. Do you understand? Okay, now, then he did all the other miracles he did in Chinati. He made sure that my LZ was split exactly in half. There was a massive flash flood as I left Chinati to go catch my airplane, which was a miracle that I had an airplane. I jumped out of that airplane and I made it into that canyon, which was a miracle. It was a miracle I didn't die on that jump. That flash flood came rushing through that canyon. It was a miracle that the LZ didn't get washed away. And that thing was split in half. Let me find it. Okay, so let's take a look at my LZ that the Lord had me set up in the middle of the desert. There it is. You see the big red X? Okay, think of it as a right side up and upside down triangle meeting together in the center right there. Okay, so that's my LZ. As he walked me to that LZ, he had me pick up this rock, these two pieces of rock out of tens of trillions of rocks. He told me pick those up and put them together when I was walking to be shown where my LZ would be. Let me give you like a little look. So look at all those rocks. I'd already walked half a mile through this canyon. Already walked, and the Lord had me look down and he told me pick up those two rocks. Out of all those rocks, imagine that. And I was like, pick up those two rocks, pick up those two rocks. And I picked them up and he said, now put them together. And they were two halves of the same rock. And then I went and photographed. So I set up my LZ right exactly where the Lord told me to set it up. I took the rocks and I put them on the center of the LZ, dead center, and then I put them together to show you it's the same exact rock, split in half, and then I took a picture of it right there. There it is. Then, when it was time to go to my jump, I left the LZ to go catch I had to drive an hour to go catch my airplane. And then when I made my jump, I landed about 20 yards short of my target right over here. I landed about 20 yards short of my target, and my LZ was split exactly in half right down the middle. There was one half that was, the red triangle was perfectly clean. The other one was filthy dirty. And on the side that was clean was a clear running stream, representing that the Lord cleanses that side, and he cleanses us from all unrighteousness. And he's the two halves of the same rock. He's the same. He is the two halves of the same rock. And those that turn back to him, he will cleanse you of your sins and forgive your sins. Now, let me show you what's over my house. Yeah, so insane. Look at this. Look at what you're looking at. Also, my building in Chinati. The building that I was in. This building right here. This building. There it is. He made sure that I had this motorcycle. I did not really want that motorcycle. The Lord told me, I want you to take it with you to Chinati as a support vehicle. I'm like, okay, it's not my type of bike, but the Lord told me to get it. It says Royal Enfield. And the Lord let me know you're part of the Royal Enfield. Meaning, like, think about Zion. Wow. And so, there's the Royal Enfield in front of this building made of rocks. This building was split in half, and the caretaker, Danny, came up to me and he said, yeah, you're in the building that was split completely in half. He said it was beyond my abilities to know what to do, and we had to have these guys come out, and they put metal brackets on all four corners, and they cinched the building together with these big cables, and a crane picked it up off the ground and then set it back down on a rock foundation. Are you kidding me? It's like, where am I? This is where the Lord would introduce me to parthenogenesis, twin female, which is the ultimate evil energy. Now, here is my cabin, and there was a whiptail lizard that was cruising around my cabin. It was a big whiptail lizard. I used to try and catch them when I was a kid. We used to call them racers. And I heard the Lord tell me, look up parthenogenesis. That's where the Lord brought up parthenogenesis. While I was in the desert in a Garden of Eden setting. Just think about that. Do you think anyone could tell you everything I just told you and it not be true? Do you understand how insane all of this is? It's so far beyond the human brain. It's like, okay. And then right here is my set of horns that I stood in front of and said, look, I'm one of the Knights of Neek. And then I actually looked up that little clip from the Knights of Neek. And he said, the Knights of Neek, we're the keepers of the holy word. So crazy. Anyway, that's just a side note from Johnny. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, let's go back to my house and what's going on now. So it used to say, let's do it one more time, like recapitulate. Okay, so it used to say orale. See, orale, question mark. Now it says shiner, question mark, with a bighorn sheep on it with rays going out that remind me of the rays that were coming off my body when I was at the ark. Now here's another one. Here's the billboard that's behind that billboard now. So then the other billboard that used to say orale, like the system has, like, orale, the system's complete, get it? Orale, the two have come together as one. And now it says shiner, question mark, and it's shiner, and it's a bighorn sheep. Okay, now, I've given you these testimonies, but you ready? this morning I got up with Cory and I was like, let's get out. Let's go get some coffee. And we went to a restaurant that Cory and I, since Cory's been in San Antonio, have never been to sit down. During COVID, we went by maybe once or twice to get to go. It's a little Mexican hole in the wall. It's called Blanco Cafe over on Blanco. And this morning, Cory and I got out and I said, I was telling Cory about the pressure I feel and how I want to tell everybody I know Jesus is coming. I know he's coming, but I don't, I'm looking for the ability to convey the message to y'all the best I can. And I was like, Lord, could you just show me some, just other data that I could share with people. So anyway, Cory and I are driving and I'm talking about my bird and trying to tell y'all, this is what's going on. So anyway, Cory and I are like, well, let's grab a taco this morning. And we turned on the street called McCullough. There's a Mexican restaurant we'll go to there in the morning. And it's closed on Mondays. Weird situation, number one. So we're going to go to Panchitos. And I was like, yeah, it's closed on Mondays. And so then out of nowhere, Cory said, what about Blanco Cafe? That is so weird for Cory to say that because Blanco Cafe is nowhere he's ever been to sit down. It's like a little Mexican hole in the wall. And I was like, yeah, dude, let's go try Blanco Cafe. And so we went over to Blanco Cafe. Y'all ready? Everything's about a bighorn sheep coming right now. Bighorn sheep, shiner. Carried away by God, hook. Let me show you what happened when we went over to... Let me show you what happened when I went over to Blanco Cafe and parked my car in the back. I looked up, I was like, you gotta be kidding. There is an exact representation of the top of the hendecagram right here. See this? The two blue faces facing opposite directions. See it? And then, but look right here. Do you know this is exactly the system right here, what you're looking at? You see the female with the ram skull on her head? Now don't forget, what's above my house? A ram. A ram. Shiner. A ram. Rays going out like light. Do you see that? Do you know what you're really looking at? You're looking at a serpent coming out of like the serpent coming out of the ram skull. There's a serpent coming out. It's her back. The lace on her dress makes DNA. And that serpent going the other way is sexual penetration into the skull of a dead sheep. Want to see it? Yep. See the serpent right here? Watch, I'll shrink it. That's the head of a serpent right here. There's the eye right there. That's why they made it lighter. If I did this in negative imagery, you'd see it super easy. This is the head of a serpent right here. And it's coming out of the skull of the dead sheep. Ready? I'll show you how I just penciled it in for you and then colored it in right there. There it is. Okay, right here is the eye of the serpent. See it right there? There's the eye of the serpent. There's the nose of the serpent right there. See it? There's the serpent coming out of the skull of the dead sheep. And it was what? A female. Remember I told you twin female is the most evil thing there is? Twin female is the energy from the pit. Twin female is the energy from the pit. That's the energy. You see the female wearing the skull of a male sheep? That's a male ram representing our king. And you see the serpent coming out of it right here, right? Now go the other way. Look right here. You see this split right here? That is the underside of male genitalia, and that's a penis going in. This is a scrotum, and that's penetration guaranteed. Because that's their system. I know what it is because it's their system. Let me just show you very easily. There you go. This is a scrotum and a penis penetrating. Now let me show you that I just colored it in green. There's your serpent right there. See your serpent? There you go. What a way for the Lord to show me I'm going to come and take vengeance on that shit. He's got two bighorn sheep over my house. shiner. Shiner? Question mark? Shiner. Get it? Orale, orale. Shiner, shiner. And then he shows me that this morning, like, that shit's about to get their ass handed to them. Right here. There it is. That's who they are, right there. Isn't that just insane? Let me show you something else, because I had to find an image of the Virgin to put on this one image. And when I clicked on this one, I was like, oh, wow, check it out. Let me show you what happened to us as angels. You see those 3 lines on this kid's arm? 1, 2, 3. I wrote the number 3 there. You see the two lines? 2. 32. That's the number for an angel. And angels that left their first estate. Let's go back. Let's go back to Jude. And angels. See, what's the number for angel right here? See the number 32? They know it. See, we got put in everlasting chains. Forward and backwards ligaments of the body. See? We became the devil. We became the serpent. That's why there's 3 lines and 2 lines. 32. You're looking at what happened to us. We're the devil. We became the devil because we got flesh. And that's from this image of the Virgin right here. I was like, wow, check that out. That's exactly what happened to us. It's the most evil place you could even imagine. That's why anyone that loves the world or the things of the world has not the love of God in them. Let me show you another image of the Virgin. You see what it is? It's a big-ass bug. There's the eye of the bug. There's the eye of the bug. And there the mandibles of the bug are. Come on into my kingdom. It's awesome. You're going to love it. I'm going to hatch a worm through your host body system. There you go. Okay. Now, I'm going to take this video and I'm going to load this up right now. And I'll probably come back here and do a follow-up. I believe the time to go is any moment. Now, I'm going to get my friend over here. And I'm going to try and... okay, there you go. We have a message of love for you. The two have become one in Christ. The serpent race has become one as well in the flesh. See, they're all about the flesh. They're about getting the two to become one in the flesh. Christ, his kingdom, is we're about two becoming one in the spirit. That's why you have to be born again in the spirit. So, me and my buddy here, we both have our twin shirts on. I love you in Christ, and I'm going to give you a hug. We love you. Jesus loves you. I love you. I'm so grateful that you let me minister to you and to, try and help you get out of this place. I think Jesus is coming immediately. That is the best I know. I think how to deliver just this part. I'm not going to keep going. I have a whole lot of more supernatural stuff that I could plug in here, like, Trinity stuff and Kill Devil Hills and all these other things, all these miracles that happen. But let's get this one up right now, okay? Let's get this video up right now. So this is off my back. And then I can at least relax a little bit. I love you in Christ. Okay, a lot of people used to call me Johnny Bear. So this is a pretty good representation. We both have our hook shirt on. There you go. All right, I love you in Christ. God bless you guys. Guys, I think Jesus is coming any minute. It could happen any moment. Anyway, so let me set my buddy down. Hang on. Oh. Okay. There we go. All right. Christ, his purpose was to make one new man from the two. And what would it be without blowing at least one shofar? Okay. Now remember, getting them started is not the easiest thing. So give me a moment. Yes. The King is coming. The King's coming. Amen. And just FYI, I mentioned it in the other video, all the people in the ark have been relocated. Everyone's good. Everyone's landed safely. thank you for your help. Thank you so much for your help. And God have mercy on those that just acted out of malice and spite. You reap what you sow. Amen. All right, guys. That's it. I'm going to leave all these folders and available to everybody. I'll put the folders in the description box. These are worth going to look at. And man, there's so many cool links that are, I mean, there's so much crazy stuff in these folders. It's mind-boggling. All right, here you go, guys. Peace and grace. You know, I didn't want the last thing that y'all saw to be that guy's back with a bug on it. It's just like, okay, I love you in Christ. Peace and grace.